Today is day number 7. We've all heard that the number 7 is a lucky number. There are 7 wonders of the world. All the oceans on earth are known as the 7 seas. The city of Rome was built on the 7 hills of Rome, and God rested on the 7th day after he created the world. Well, for us, 7 is going to be a special number too. That's because every 7th day, I'm going to tell you a success story, a story of inspiration and hope. Now, many of you ask me, what keeps me motivated? And well, these stories help keep me going, and I hope they do the same for you. Our first story is about Kathleen from Feasterville, Pennsylvania. I was doing a fundraiser for a local hospital, teaching one of my sweat into the oldie classes. Well, there was 400 people in the room dancing their heart out and singing to the music and having a good old time. I noticed this one young lady in the crowd. She had what I call happy eyes. Some people smile with their mouth, others smile with their eyes, and Kathleen's eyes were just a chuckling. I had never seen her before, but I knew there was something very special about her. After class, she came over and introduced herself to me. Kathleen gave me a big hug and handed me a letter, and then disappeared in the crowd. A few hours later, I was on the plane heading home, and I opened that letter. She wrote, "All of my life, I was overweight, Richard. My school years were pretty rough. Some of the kids were downright mean. Just about all of them were skinny and didn't understand how I felt being fat. High school was a lonely time for me. I never went to a prom, never danced in public, and never fit into the pretty clothes everyone else got to wear." She continues, "Now for the good news. With your help, I have lost 50 pounds. I love myself now. I go out with my friends. I dance at clubs. I even fit into a size 9. When I look at myself now, I smile. Without you and your program, I would have ridden the diet roller coaster for the rest of my life." Well, I was so touched by Kathleen's letter that I tried calling her for a few weeks, and she was never home. Finally, one evening, I dialed her number, and she answered. We had a terrific chat. Her voice had that same smile I had seen in her eyes the day I met her. Now, while we were talking, she shared with me a recent highlight in her life. Kathleen had just attended her 5-year high school reunion. She walked in wearing a beautiful black and white polka dot party dress that showed off her brand new figure. At first, no one recognized her. She wasn't the same Kathleen they all went to school with. Everyone in that room came over to congratulate her. Those that had once been mean to her were now complimenting Kathleen on how great she looked. She made up for missing her prom because she danced all night. She had the time of her life, just like Cinderella at the Prince's Ball. I asked Kathleen what goals were next on her list. At 23, she is a grad student getting her master's degree in composition and creative writing. She plans to teach college. Kathleen is also writing a series of books to help teenagers have a positive self-image. I also asked if she could tell you something, what would it be? And here is her reply. Keep thinking about the new you. Keep thinking how important you are. Learn to respect yourself. I didn't lose my weight for the kids back in high school. I lost it for me. It was my time to do it. Well, just like Kathleen, it's your time to do it too. There's no time like right now to make the commitment to yourself to lose that weight for yourself. And with encouragement and support, I know you can do it. I know you can do it because there are thousands of people out there who have done it. And even though Kathleen doesn't know you, and you don't know Kathleen, she is rooting for you because she's been there herself and knows what it takes. Thank you, Kathleen, for letting me share your story. And thank you for giving us the inspiration we all need to succeed.
So our first story comes from Kathleen. Kathleen and I feel, are very similar. I grew up heavy. I believe my lowest weight in high school was about 160 pounds, which sounds great on paper. And if it had been more muscle, it probably would have looked great too. But I remember in high school, I had a belly, I had these thighs. I mean, it's very possible that when I look at these pictures, I might have body dysmorphia. Do I have any other pictures? Hang on a sec. Okay, so the story with these is we got buttons for every dance class that I was in. These ones aren't in order necessarily, but you can see in my face some of the pictures, they don't look so bad. Like this is the first one. You can see I was a cute little nugget, but then you see I got fatter. This was taken when I was in the 6th grade. This was 7th grade, and these two were 9th grade. Sorry, I know that you're kind of seeing reflection there. I feel like the ballet picture from my freshman year really shows it. But you can kind of see in this picture here how I have really fat thighs. My face looks okay, and even in my 6th grade picture, you can see that my thighs aren't that great. So I'm very self-conscious of how I looked like back then. But yeah, I think my lowest weight was around 160, and I mean, I look at some pictures and in my face I look wonderful, but I was very insecure back then, and at 197 pounds I am very insecure now. So I know I have at least 30 pounds to go, which on paper doesn't sound like a lot. It's possibly 50 pounds. It depends on how the muscle goes on me. But you know, another thing that Kathleen and I have in common is that we like writing. And I feel like we like trying to help people too. I'm kind of doing it this way, you know, showing you guys the day-by-day videos that I got off eBay and kind of sharing my experiences with you guys. Kind of like Jeremy did as well. And I highly recommend you go check out his channel as well. If you look at all the day-by-day videos, his channel is listed down in the description. He has different experiences than I do, and he's kind of a research writer person as well. But I feel like we have this need to feel like we help people. And sometimes I think we help people best by helping ourselves. And that sounds very selfish, but I mean, that's kind of what I'm doing. So, yeah, I hope Kathleen is doing well. I hope she got her master's. I'm sure she got her master's. I'm sure of it. And that she is doing well 30 years later. So, yeah. I guess that is it for today. I know that tomorrow is a weigh-in day, and I already mentioned my weight because this is day 8 as I'm filming this. I'm a little behind. But, yeah, we will see what the next day holds.